What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Trick 10s. Today we're trying out a new product from a new sponsor. This is a 50 amp plasma cutter from Bestarc. Now, I'm not familiar with this. I have barely looked at it. I opened the top of the box just so I could see what was in there. Didn't want to start pulling anything out until you guys saw it first. So let's check this thing out. All right, so let's see what we got in the box. There's our torch right here. Pretty nice torch. Got a little trigger guard. Nice swivel head. That's pretty cool. I mean, it feels heavy duty. It's a good sized torch. It's not very small, so I mean, that's probably a good sign. I do like this. This little cup has a spot for this metal to go into. This is basically like your spacer. And what this does is it creates a gap between your electrode and the metal workpiece. And that helps out with cutting thicker materials. Nice heavy duty looking torch here, and we got a ground in there. Pretty simple. We've got some consumables and stuff for hooking up the air hose. Manual. Short air hose. We got a pigtail. A tiny little pigtail, but I mean really that's all you need. It goes from 220 to 110. And then we've got the unit itself. I like the color of it. I actually really like the color of it. It's one of my favorite colors, the turquoise, or like it's like almost like a seafoam green. But yeah, definitely got my plus and approval for the color of the unit itself. Tiny for sure, man. It's super tiny. Wow. It is smaller than any 50 amp plasma cutter I've ever seen. But it's kind of cool looking. Pretty simple. It weighs nothing. I mean, this thing can't weigh, it's got to be less than 5 pounds all day long. Let's go ahead and plug it in, see if it'll power up. I'm going to hook it up with the 110 first, just because we're over here on the workbench. And then we'll hook it up with the 220 in just a minute. Wow, this thing has lots of lights on it. Pretty cool. You switch between your air and your cut. 2T, 4T, that's basically for your trigger. You squeeze it once and it can stay on in the 4T, or if you want it to be a momentary on-off switch, you put it on 2T, you squeeze it while it's on, you let go, turns off. And then we got our PT and our PA. I'll have to look and see what this last one's for. Shows you that it's on 110 right now. I'm going to have to read the manual because I'm not sure what this EO5 stands for. We might have to have the torch and stuff hooked up in order for us to mess around with it. But let's go ahead and get this thing hooked up to the air compressor and get our torch and stuff pulled out. And then we'll figure out exactly how this thing works. All right, got her all hooked up. And get my air compressor set up and turned on, and then we'll circle back from there. Hooked up, plugged it in with the pigtail into the 110 outlet, and I went ahead and put the air hose on here. I had to set up a new air line, but we got it hooked up. Now this thing has a water separator on it, which is pretty cool. You can push this on the bottom to release the water. It gets built up in there. Nice little unit though. And it's pretty simple. I mean, we got our ground, and this is our main plug-in. These are just like cut and dry. You cannot mess these up the way they hook up. They all only connect into the spot they go into, but this is for our trigger. This is our main red power cable coming in. This is for our air line coming in here. So now on the 110, you can run this thing up to 35 amps, and I got it set like 50 psi coming into it. And then down here, this one on the side, the PT and PA, well, that's for your post flow and your pilot arc. And the cool thing about this machine with the pilot arc is it's not a scratch start. So with the pilot arc, what that allows you to do is actually have a gap between your metal, and it will automatically just start itself regardless if you scratch start. So that comes in handy, especially if you got dirty material or painted material or anything like that, because you don't have to actually scratch start it. And not only that, but when you're cutting with that air gap in there between the tip of the nozzle and the actual metal, well, that allows that arc to really just extend itself, and you can cut through thicker materials that way. So this is definitely pretty nice. Now I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna try with the 110. I'm gonna run through some of this metal I've got here. This is like a 1/8 inch aluminum, and then I've got some 1/4 inch steel right here. I don't think I have anything thicker than that at the house at the moment, but we're gonna try these two pieces out. And if it works pretty good, then this is actually a job down here that I gotta do that's for a boat, so I might cut that out next. But we're gonna test this thing out on the 110, and we're gonna try to cut this up. Let's see what this thing can do. All right, so on the 110, it did pretty good. I mean, it just rips right through the aluminum like it was nothing. So we're gonna try this on the 220 now. I took the pigtail out, got it plugged in, 220. And honestly, if you're gonna run this thing on a 110, then it needs to be hooked up to an outlet that's not hooked up to anything else, because it's gonna draw a lot of power and it will trip the breaker. It does trip the breaker when I run it on 110 in my shop, just because all these wall outlets over here are connected to half the lights in here. This 220 plug is on a standalone breaker, and it's not going to trip that breaker. I'm going to go ahead and try to hit up a piece of this 1/4 inch, and maybe we'll do a couple of other little test pieces. If it works pretty good, I might cut that piece out too. I don't know, we'll see. But let's see what it can do on this 1/4 inch plate. That was easy. I'm not gonna touch it because it's hot, but you can see, freehand, rip right through that 1/4 inch like it was nothing. So, I mean, it's definitely more than, you know, what I could ever use it for here at home. I mean, it'll easily cut through 1/2 inch. The way it cut through that with no problem, it'll go through 1/2 inch easy. Anything over that, I don't know. I'd be kind of questionable just because the unit itself is so small, but easily 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, no problem. Anything smaller than 1/4 inch, butter. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and drill some starter holes in these corners of this piece. I'm going to clamp a straight edge on there, and we're going to try to drag cut this piece along here and cut out this square, because this is for a job and I need to get that done. All right, so this thing crushed it, man. I mean, it's super nice for these little projects. Look how straight and smooth that is. Now, obviously, as you saw, I was just dragging it along this angle just to make it easier for me to keep it straight because, you know, human error, but it looks perfect. And this will come in handy for me. I'll use this a lot in the application like this. Now this is going to be a switch panel, and this is actually like the recessed box. I'm going to attach that from the back. That hole isn't laid out correct. I got to change that up, but this one is, and this is where his switch panel is going to be. Well, let's see if this thing fits in there. Perfect. And that is awesome. It's not even hot, and I just cut it, so it doesn't get super hot when you're doing these thin materials like that. But I mean, that's a game changer, because in order to make this cut, I would have to do this with a cutting wheel, and it's very hard to do those short run cuts like that with a cutting wheel. So this plasma cutter definitely comes in handy making cuts like that. So I recommend it, guys. I mean, it's definitely a nice unit. It's the smallest plasma cutter for the capabilities that it has I've ever seen. I like it, and I think it's going to have a spot in the shop now. All right, guys, so Bestarc. Thing is sweet, man. I mean, a little 50-amp machine, super tiny, super lightweight, kicked ass. Just did everything that I asked it to do. I guarantee you that it could cut half-inch material. If I had some here, I would show you, but I will try it out next time I bring some home just to see what it can do, but I don't think it would have any problems with half-inch. Now, the cool thing about this machine is not only that it's so small, but you can run it on 110. I mean, I run this stuff on 220 just because I have 220 in the shop. But on the 110, it did work. It would probably cut up to 1/4 inch. You're kind of pushing it probably if you get over 1/4 inch, running it on the 110. And you got to make sure that you plug it into an outlet that is probably on like a 30-amp breaker, because if not, you're going to end up tripping some breakers. But regardless of it, it's a sweet little machine, guys. And as you just saw, I trusted it and used it on a piece that's going into a project. It's for a customer. It's going in this boat right here. That's where that faceplate's going, up underneath of this center console. And it just kicked ass for it. Now I'm going to use it to cut out the other one. I just got to relay it off so I can get exactly the right size on it. But I'll be using this thing a lot more in the future because it helps out. And that's basically all it comes down to. But anyways, if you guys are interested in checking this product out, I will leave the link down in the description below. You guys can go check that out. And if you want to cop one of these, they're pretty inexpensive. I think they're like 260 bucks, around that ballpark. And for what it is, it's a very nice machine. I appreciate you guys watching. Hit that like, subscribe button, leave a comment. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's get back to work.